My name is Kishore Chandiramani, and I welcome you all to the first in a series of 6 sessions on stress management. In this first session, I'll be discussing what causes stress and the principle of impermanence, which can be used to manage the stress. Now, looking at what causes stress. The first and foremost cause is the judgment that we make. Judgments about different situations in terms of good, bad, right, wrong, beautiful, ugly, intelligent, stupid, nice, nasty, about ourselves and about others. There's nothing wrong about making those judgments if those judgments are based on a realistic appraisal of the situation. They're not disproportionate and don't last longer than needed. The next cause of stress is our inability to accept change. We want the same things that satisfy us to continue indefinitely, or we get easily bored by the sameness and want change, which is not happening. The change is happening all the time, constantly, irrespective of whether we like it or not. The next thing that causes stress, and it's related to the one we have just discussed, is separation and loss, or a fear of it. A fear of death manifests in many disguises, such as fear of heights, flights, traveling, driving on motorways, crowded places, closed places, and most panic attacks are about fear of death or losing control over oneself. A further cause of stress is our inability to understand the true nature of human life, by which I mean the true nature of our own being and that of the external world. The next thing that can give rise to stress is wanting to be in control of our lives all the time. We want to be in full control of our lives, our situations, our surroundings, our thoughts, our loved ones, our feelings, and anything unwanted that happens to us gives rise to stress. The next cause of stress is selfishness of people who are close to us. If we examine it closely, it is our own selfishness that can make us prone to hurt in the face of others' selfishness. A completely selfless person is more immune to the hurt resulting from others' selfishness. Every relationship, no matter how close it is, has its own boundaries, and beyond those boundaries, we are all alone. We are all following our own life trajectories, which are different from those of other people. The next cause of stress is relationships, and both the extremes of being in a relationship can give rise to stress. On one hand, there is loneliness, where we get the feeling that the other person doesn't care about us enough, and we are left to our own devices. There's no togetherness. And at the other extreme, there is enmeshment, that is, too much involvement to the point of controlling each other and having a lot of expectations from the other person, which can be stifling. One can visualize loneliness not as a situation or a state that one is in, but as an emotion like any other emotion, such as anxiety, depression, anger, and it comes and goes. The next cause of stress is how we evaluate our lives, whether we see ourselves as successful or a failure. And the answer to that question is both. We are successful and we are failures in our lives. We should refrain from making any global judgments of success or failure, but go deep and try to analyze and make a list of ways in which we have been successful and ways in which we have been failures.